Alright, I'm down here in Palm Beach in my daughter's CRV, which is having problems stalling, and the ignition switch has already been changed out by a mechanic, and that did not solve the problem, so I have brought a distributor down here to replace. So right now I'm just looking for a good parking place to work on it. I had a nice shade tree, but my daughter says I'm not allowed to park there, so I'm probably gonna have to work on it in the sun. At least it's not too hot today. I think it's a high of 78 maybe. If you're interested in mileage. So it looks like I just need to get these plug wires out of the way. Look at that bracket off there. There we go. So that little electrical connector slips off of there, and then it unsnaps from here. Now I'm just getting a general idea of where this is slotted here, because you can actually adjust the timing on this by swiveling this distributor one way or the other. So I see there's just a little gap right there, and I'll make sure a little gap is showing on that side, just like it's showing on that side. It looks like the best way to remove it's going to be with a 3/8 extension and a deep well 12 socket. If I can just find my wrench. There we go. And we'll get that one right there. Come on, there we go. There we go. Now we just pull it straight out. Now this little key here is actually offset, so it's further to one side than the other. There's a little line to show you which one is the wider side. I'll show you that here too. So what I'll do is I'll orient this new distributor in the exact same way the old one is, and I'll turn this key on the new one. So I'll just position this exactly the same and turn the key exact same way. That looks pretty close. Now I'm supposed to apply a little bit of engine oil to this O-ring before I slide it on, and I just sent the oil back with my wife. It's in my other car. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I'm gonna just pull the dipstick out and use that to apply some oil to the O-ring. It's really hard to hit the little hole in there. Can't even see the hole. See if you can see it. The tube's actually turned way up around there, so I can't even hit the hole. So you can see where the tube here gets turned around. It's way back up in there. There it goes. The whole thing pulls out. So I think there's supposed to be an O-ring right there which is disintegrated or disappeared. I was just going to put some Honda Bond or something around this after cleaning everything really good, and then put it back in there, because it's really hard to hit that hole that's down there at the bottom of the engine. Alright, now back to the distributor. So, still lined up the same. Let's just put this on. We're going to screw this in. I'm going to make sure before I tighten it I can see just a little gap on that edge. Not too tight because this is aluminum and you don't want to strip it. Just a little wrist tension in there. I gotta get this wire out of the way. So it just clips to the side of there. Just pull that out and around there. And then I should have room to get this in there. Wrench on there and tighten it up. Get these wires clipped back in there behind that bracket, and then it's clipped in right there. And squeeze there. Snap into place. There it goes. And then I can just slide it back on the bracket again. There we go. Alright, transferring all these plug wires. So we have them oriented the same way, old distributor, new distributor. Let's pull bottoms off first. Bottom down there. Well, we got them memorized, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do it. One. There's two. 3 and 4. Make sure they're all on there snug. Get you out of the way. Man, couldn't ask for a better day though, eh? Or a better place to work on it. Right in the middle of West Palm Beach. Alright, let's get the throttle cable back over here. Let's see where this one goes. There. That in place. Apparently I'm going to have to find a nut for this. I guess I didn't take care to see where I put it, or I didn't even take it off of this thing, and when I pulled the throttle cable out of the way, it fell somewhere. I'm not sure. Clip these in. Yes. All right. Let's put all this stuff up and then take it for a drive. Houses here are pretty crazy. These are some of the smaller ones. I don't know what we're stopped for, but Trump's house isn't too far up here. This is Mar-a-Lago up ahead. See, that is the entrance. Right there. So all this is Mar-a-Lago. And there she is. That's where Donald Trump lives. And I'm told he's there right now because he has security at the entrance and he only has it all manned while he's here. But, you know, I can't be sure. My daughter says it's pretty closed up when he's not here. But there's always a security guard at the entrance when he is here. Alright, the CR-V is still having stalling problems. Look at this Corvair. Anyway, we've replaced the ignition, we've replaced the distributor, and it's still stalling. Now, when you look this up on forums, you know, stalling 2001 CR-V, I mean, it will say ignition, 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 ignition. Then if you replace the ignition, or you read deeper into forums and people say, I've replaced the ignition switch, and it's still happening, then a lot of stuff says distributor, distributor. And so we were to replace the distributor, obviously. Then, of course, there is the fuel pump relay that is problematic in these Hondas. And I've actually had a problem with that in an Accord I had, and resoldered the board in the relay, and that worked for a couple of years. But then that ended up going out. So that's another problem. But the thing about this happening intermittently is, unless you can test it while the problem is happening, it's very difficult to narrow down. So last night it stalled on me. I whipped out the timing light because I wanted to see if it is an ignition issue or a spark issue, or if it is fuel or something else. By the time I whipped out the timing light and my wife went to crank it, the thing cranked up. So of course it had ignition. Before I even did that, you know, since I thought there was a chance that I couldn't get the timing light out in time, I turned the engine off and then turned it to the run position. I did not crank it, and I listened to see if I could hear the fuel relay click and to hear if I could hear the fuel pump. I'm pretty sure I heard the fuel relay click, but it was very difficult to tell. It was the height of the moment. It was happening. I was like, oh. But I couldn't hear the fuel pump run. Actually, I can test that now. So I'm going to turn the key and see if I can hear the fuel pump run. So I'm just going to turn the key to the run position so all the dash lights light up, and listen for a click. The click should be coming from somewhere over there because the fuel pump relay is back behind the glove box there, up near the door, I think. But then the sound of the fuel pump is probably underneath those seats or in the trunk or something back there. I'm just going to listen very carefully while I turn this on. Accessory. Yes, I heard the fuel pump run, but it should crank. Yep. I'm going to drive it around and have my wife follow me for a little while and see, hopefully we can get it to stall and test it, and then hopefully it'll start back up so we can get it home. Anyway. So now that I've turned the ignition on and off several times and kind of got myself used to listening to what the relay fuel pump noise sounds like, if that's what those are, hopefully now if I have the problem and I go to crank it, I'll notice if anything sounds different. Something my daughter also said is it only happens when the engine's already warmed up. So I got the engine warmed up here. My wife is coming. She's going to follow me in the Corolla, and we'll see what we find. So been driving it around, still no luck getting it to stall, if you can call that luck. I'm going to see if I can pop the glove box out and see if I can see anything. If I can get to the fuel injection relay, sometimes you can squeeze it, I think, and break the connection and make it stall, if that is the problem. We'll see. squeeze these little tabs together. Come on, there we go. So that should just slide back and pop right out. There we go. And then basically dump everything in the floorboard, I guess. There it is, right there. That is the fuel injection relay right there. Something interesting about it is it's very hot. Huh. Very hot. Alright, one thing I can do, I guess, is wait until it stalls, and then I could put my hand on that relay right there when I go to start it and see if I can feel it clicking. But my wife drove off and I've got to go find her. So I'm working on this in front of a Dollar Tree because this is where I was meeting my wife. There's the notorious Corolla right there. See if I can get this little socket in there to unhook it. Oh, that's the inside of it. So you actually got to come to it from out here. So I got to pop this panel off. Well, apparently you just have to remove one screw there, which was already broken, and then the whole thing just pops straight off. And that's the bolt I'm trying to get to. See if we can get this cover off. See what it looks like inside. To get this off, you just push down that tab right there, and then this slides off. And there's a couple little tabs on each side here. You can pry up, and then you can pull the board out. You can pull the board out of there. And then, so these are the solder connections that go bad in this. And if you look really carefully at this one right here, where it looks a little yellow around it, that one right there, you look really closely, if you can see it, but solder appears to be cracked. That, I believe, is the culprit. We can hook this back up just like this without the cover on it, and sometimes you can actually see like sparks, and you could actually probably press on it and get it to stall. Let's try that. I'm just gonna push this back in without the cover on it. And we're gonna start the car. I heard it click. Now let's see. We mess with this if the car stalls. Oh, you see that spark? That's it. Oh, there it goes again. I don't know if y'all can see that. I think that is it. And it happens to be in front of an O'Reilly Auto Parts. Let's see if they have this part. Alright, they had it in stock. There it is. Let's make sure it starts. Start it right up. Let's just put it back together. I think I'll drive it back to where we're staying before I actually bolt this back up. So this goes back inside there, up through there, and comes out right there and latches in that little groove. And then this should have had a screw go here. The screw might still be in there, but this was already broken. The screw is in there, but it's also got these clips that snap into these slots right here. See if you can get a better view of how these things work. So you got to slightly close the glove box, put your hand in there, put it through like that. And then snap it in. And then snap it in. Caught all this stuff in the towel. Just dump it all back in there. So that's a done deal. Let's take it for a drive.